Take a Subaru Impreza and add a turbo. That's always been the recipe for a WRX. But today, add in the audacious wide body from the STI model. Now you've got less of a grocery getter and more of a go-getter. Let's check the tech. Our WRX arrived in blue mica, and somewhere between that color and the big square fenders, you start to feel a little, well, conspicuous. This car comes as a four-door sedan as well as the five-door hatch that we have. To my eye, if you want this look at all, you want the hatch. We've had a lot of Subarus in at CNET, but they almost never seem to have much tech beyond a radio. Finally, they sent us one done up our way.
Now, the first thing I notice in this cabin is a remarkable degree of restraint. Subaru is good that way. Things are kind of muted and not overly garish in here. The styling's kind of laid back. I happen to like that. Now, let's go to the technology. We have the a la carte high-end head unit. Let's take a tour of this guy. First of all, start with the map quality. That's what you're going to look at a lot. And this resolution's quite good. I like the way they've anti-aliased the fonts, the typefaces really nicely. All the other information is very clear, even down to little things like the little markers on the scale indicator and that sort of thing. Touchscreen, of course, as you can see. Now, moving off of the navigation system, which is relatively run-of-the-mill, just nicely rendered, your media sources are a weird, complicated mix on this car. There's AM radio, no HD, FM radio, satellite radio. Oh, and notice on satellite radio, that can be XM or Sirius, your choice. Subaru's always been ambidextrous that way. Oh, by the way, notice the aux indicator there shows three colors because you do have AV aux in because we have this high-end head unit. Disc hides back here, but there's more than one thing happening on that tilt button. You can move the screen to one of four predefined tilts to kill glare, although really only one or two of them ever worked for me. These are just too extreme. And then you've got the two buttons here to either change up your entertainment disc or your map for your DVD. And once that tilts, you get your indicator there that shows you can put DVDs or audio discs in here. And of course, you can watch movies only when you're parked on this front screen. Now here's where the audio choices get complicated. You can add an iPod adapter a la carte. You already see we have aux standard on this guy. You can add iPod with USB. You can add iPod with USB and Bluetooth streaming. And each of those is a separate choice. The cost differential is very slight. Why they don't offer just one thing, which is iPod, USB, and Bluetooth streaming for, what, $400 I think it is? That makes no sense. Needless complication. Now on the output side, this guy comes with some unspecified amp and 10 speakers bass. You can add Harman Kardon audio to bring it up to 440 watts. Some additional DSP is in there, I'm sure. Or you can stick with the bass system and just add a powered sub for a few $100. Now this is the point in the video when I normally turn from the technology here to the technology here, but blessedly there ain't any. That's the only transmission you can get one of these guys. A 5-speed manual. Oh yeah, purists and drivers like you and me love this, but I can't imagine how the accounting department at Subaru does.
In all, Subaru is in the game with regards to cabin tech, but its strongest tech play is still in the parts that get dirty and oily.
And it starts right here with a real cold air intake. That goes right into the intercooler for the turbo. Now, this is a 2.5-liter flat-4 Subaru Boxer. 265 on the horsepower, 244 on the foot-pounds of torque, while still delivering 1825 mpg and great performance. Plus, it has that unique Subaru sound and feel. The engine's down low. Being flat, it gets to nestle down and help the center of gravity stay low over the steering wheels.
0 to 60 blows by in a little under 5 seconds. Push it hard enough and you can break all four corners loose off the line. Subaru's symmetric all-wheel drive is actually fairly simple. That low-slung, longitudinally mounted engine up front, powering shafts and gearboxes that are mirrored left and right and largely balanced front to rear.
But the feeling ends up being really kind of mid-engine turn-in, great plantedness, like it's clawing with every paw when you get through a corner. And the power on the car is ample, though it has the usual turbo signatures. A little bit of lag, not much, but bigger than that is the way that it comes on in gobs, usually too much by the time it really starts to catch up with itself. Nice clutch and transmission feel. I mean, the clutch feels really good, nice and linear, just the right weight. The gearbox is it's a little bulky or chunky, but I think that's just because the car is so young. All in all, this is a really nicely balanced package.
Okay, let's price our boyish little friend. About $28,200 for a WRX. This is the premium trim, by the way. Kind of the sweet spot in the middle. Add $2,000 for the hard drive-based navigation rig with the touchscreen and all that. Oh, by the way, this 5-door hatch, that's $500 more for that body style.
Hey, I'm Tom Merritt, host of CNET's Top 5. You know, there are many more than 5 reasons why you might want to watch Top 5. You can get a load of the best gadgets out there, the most popular ones, the worst downloads, top TV robots, and there's always a chance you could win fabulous prizes. Check out CNET Top 5 at cnet.com/top5.